you can nerd out about certain people. Like Prince is fucking Prince, and I'll always put him on this pedestal.
Prince, I met in a really weird way in Los Angeles.
It was this big shadowy figure in the alley.
And you see like a purple cloud.
People parted, and there was Prince.
So he walks in, and he's like, you mind if we play?
He came up and sat in with us.
It's just a real moment because this is, one of the people I idolize.
He was sitting alone eating macaroni and cheese, and I was like...
Prince beat you in basketball?
It was a team sport. It wasn't a one-on-one game. Let's point that out.
I'm just sitting there going, is this happening to me right now? Like, this is so incredible.
Wow.
Yes,
That's a story.
Oh, yeah. I met him for the first time, December 31st, 1998. It was about to be 1999.
Oh.
It's at MGM in Las Vegas. And I look and I said, and I was like a fan, man, I know that ain't Prince over there, dog. God damn. And I ran up, man, you know who you is? Fuck.
Did you do one of those?
Oh my God. I said, oh my God. I started kind of crying.
But that's the problem too. It's hard to have a real conversation like that because you kind of want to be cool.
Man,
you want to be cool.
All my cool went out the window. I said, man, I know. I started naming the albums. I'm fucking up the titles and shit. I said, man, you know when you wrote the shit and it was Pussy 19. It was 19 Pussies.
1990 Pussy.
And he was so cool, and he knew I was shook. Nah, well, thank you so much.
Yeah. What is that?
You. And I was like, damn, that motherfucker's so cool. And I remember asking for a picture. It was fucked up. I fucked up.
Did he tell you no?
Yeah.
He did.
And it was the camera, it was the disposable, it was this one. I said, hold on. Man,
no.
I ain't got none in this one. Let me get them. Oh, I got more in this. Hey, so let me get that picture. He says, I don't do those.
Yeah.
You know, you're right. You should. You know, what the fuck? But I was like, fuck! And then that night, Morris Day and the Time were playing for New Year's. Right. And they were singing cool. C-O-O, boom, 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 boom. And they jam it. And then Morris says, break it down. Now check this out. I'm going to have my friend come out on stage, but he ain't going to sing. Now, motherfuckers, y'all don't ask him to sing. He just going to play. And he came out. Prince came out and just played. And he had this big little sort of like purple feathery frock thing. And he fucking mowed him down, bro. I met Prince. I'm trying to think. It was probably 2001, something like that. I'm in New York. It was like an agency function.
Did you love Prince? I mean, were you into his music?
I mean, everybody.
Everyone loves his music.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I wasn't. Jamie Foxx was obsessed with Prince. Okay, I liked him. And there was a party that I was invited to. It was Prince's party. And literally, I'm sitting there with my girlfriend, crowded club downtown. Where is Prince? And this is when he was the artist. You couldn't call him Prince.
Right.
So all of a sudden, this woman appears and says, the artist would like to meet you. Would you like to meet the artist? And I'm like, yeah. And
the purple
like
one.
that, people parted and there was Prince. It was like a movie.
Yeah.
So they part and he was sitting down and, standing up, he's little.
Yeah.
So I lean down and I say, oh my God, I called him Prince because I said,
artist.
I'm such a fan. He goes, I'm such a fan. I said, okay. I mean, I've been listening to your music for years. I've been watching you for years. Okay. I love everything. I love everything you've done. So at that point, inside, I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Was he goofing on you by repeating everything you said?
He just repeated back to me.
If you said the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
I don't know, but first of all, I'm not the famous dude guy.
Right.
I'm really bad at hanging out with famous people.
Now, what was the story? I read this somewhere.
Yeah.
That you went up to Prince.
No, he had his own after party after he performed on SNL.
Right.
There's our after party, then he had his.
Oh.
They had a DJ and they were serving that little buffet of macaroni and cheese.
Oh, macaroni and cheese.
And then I'm such a Prince fan and I really wanted to tell him this and I wanted him, in my ego to say something back. Nice.
Right, sure.
So because he had just performed on the show. So I walked up to, he was sitting alone eating macaroni and cheese, and I was like, this is true. This is true.
Yeah.
And so I sort of carefully sat down. I was like, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I think you are the greatest. And he said, you know what I think the greatest is? And I was like, what? He said, this macaroni and cheese.
Prince, I met in a really weird way in Los Angeles, and he came over to talk to me. He sat down next to me. It was at a dinner, and he sat down next to me, and he goes, I moved to LA to be around people who are in it, and you're in it. And I was so nervous. I was like, yeah, I know totally what you mean. Yeah, I'm in it. And then I just went, I could not stop talking. Every little piece of knowledge I knew about Prince just started pouring out of my mouth. And then for years, he would invite me to see him play. He said, I throw parties, you should come. I was like, I would totally come to Prince's house. And I would get messages every now and then like, oh, Prince is having a party tomorrow. Can you come? I'd be like, I'm in New York. I can't, I don't have a plane. I can't just go. I work. He played in a room at the Gansevoort Hotel one time and invited me. And I went, and it was incredible. I was 30 people or something in this room watching Prince play. And he's playing, and it's he didn't go on to 1 a.m. or something. And I was working the next day, and I'm exhausted, but I was so excited to see him. And right before he went on, one of his people came over to me and said, Prince would like you to stay afterward because he'd like to talk to you about the financial crisis. This was in 2008. And first of all, I know nothing about the financial crisis. I'm the last person to give financial advice. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And he kept playing and playing, and it was 2 a.m. then and 2:30. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. I finally had to leave, and I had to go to his person and be like, I have to work at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I can't stay to talk about the financial crisis.
I was in a piano class with Prince back in junior high school. And I remember at the end of the school year, they said, hey, we're putting together a band for a musical. Who wants to play? And we all raised our hands. And so they look at Prince and they go, Prince, what do you want to play? And he said, guitar. And I looked at Prince guitar? I thought you played keyboards, right? And then they said, Jimmy, what do you want to play? And I said, I want to play drums. And Prince looked at me like, drums? We get into the rehearsal room. I'm sitting behind the drums. Prince walks in with a guitar. He plugs the guitar in, and he rips off, note for note, the guitar solo in Make Me Smile. And everybody's jaws were just on the ground. I knew what a great keyboard player he was. And of course, later on, I found out what a great drummer he was. And everybody found out what a great all-around musician he was. But man, he just killed it, man.
I remember I was in London and I got a call and they're like, the artist is on the phone.
Which is so bizarre.
At that time,
anyway.
It was the artist, and he was.
Did you know who they were talking about?
I did.
You thought they were talking about me.
But I was in shock. And
right.
He says, "I have a song that I want you to be on," and it was kind of like a deal, like in exchange, I'll help you with one of your songs.
How's the whole thing go down? I'm curious. Here you are, a songwriter. You're gonna collect. You have a song, and
I had the song. I sent him the demo of what we had started called Waiting Room. And when I got off the plane in Minneapolis, we're going through the airport. His bodyguard was there, and he had this phone. He's like, the artist wants to speak to you again. I was like, okay. So he puts me on the cell phone, and he goes, I had to rewrite the song. And I was like, okay. He's like, but I think you're going to like it. And so we get to the studio, and
he's standing there, right?
It's Paisley Park, and
right.
He's there, and he's super sweet and
showing
us around.
Is there an instant sort of chemistry in the sense that you both speak the same language musically?
No. He is on a whole nother planet level,
and he barely talks, right? I mean,
that night before, I forgot that the night we came in, he did a 5-hour concert in his home concert,
yeah, he was
room.
Like a workaholic.
Yeah.
I mean, he really loved music.
Yeah.
And then you stand there with him, and he plays for you the new version of your song.
Yeah, and it was the one that you hear on the Rocksteady album, which almost sounds like the Batman soundtrack. It was that time period, and
don't you love the Batman soundtrack? Don't you think that's one of his best?
So good. I mean, I love Under the Cherry Moon. I love all of his stuff.
How long was the session? I mean, how long did you?
It felt like we were there a couple days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's nonstop.
I went in the booth, and I did not come out for 8 hours. I'd be like, can I get a water? It was and he would be sitting at the desk, and he just literally one harmony after another, he would just feed it to me, and I would have to spit it back out. And it was so.
Were you scared?
I was so scared because I'm not even that good of a singer. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't
agree with that. I think your songs are hard to sing. I don't think those are easy songs.
But I'm saying technically, as a singer, I'm I kind of have my style or whatever, but it's not like I have a big range or, you know what I mean? I can sing in tune and I can hear notes, but he's he's just like a genius. Do you know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, I haven't done these kind of harmonies since like Wendy and Lisa, and I'm just sitting there going, is this happening to me right now? Like,
Right,
this is
right.
so incredible.
I invited friends over to play music and jam and have just a very casual party jam session at my house.
Oh, this
but
is good.
I forget who it was. I think it might have been like Salma Hayek. She's like, I'm bringing Prince over. I'm like, okay. So he shows up, and it was literally like, it was as if we were in a movie where Prince shows up with the band, and like it's like a hostile takeover of the music. It was like we were just like playing shitty riffs and having
Everybody
beer.
taking turns
Everyone's
playing.
screwing around, and it sounded like crap. So he walks in, and he's like, you mind if we play?
Was he with other musicians?
Oh yeah, he had his whole gang of like
The whole gang.
Yeah, yeah. And all my stuff's in my living room, and I have a small house. I was living in this bachelor pad like in Hollywood Hills, so I had like just a living room and a bedroom. They all kind of come in, set up, and he just goes 2, 3, 4, 5, just launches into this thing, and you're like, holy shit! He's bringing down my house literally. Like the walls are shaking,
Does
and they're
he
just
bring-
rock kicking ass.
Does he bring his
And
own?
he's dancing and
No, they played our gear. They're playing our
Wow.
crappy gear. Their drummer's pounding away at this like crappy cocktail kit.
And Prince is playing like a crappy
They're
guitar.
playing this crazy groove, and like it's
Yeah.
amazing. And then something breaks, like, and I kind of hear my guitar crapping out. I'm like, oh my god, fuck!
Wow, we're
My guitar's
bedtime.
breaking. He's gonna lose his mind. He's out of here.
Right.
And he like does a hand gesture, and the band kind of stops on a dime, James Brown style. And he's like, stops, put the guitar down, comes over to me, and he's like, and he's very like, I mean, he's so Prince about everything.
Right.
He really is. He delivers on that front.
Yeah.
He's like, let's go to my house. He's like, tell all your people to come to my house right now. And it's like
Oh,
2 in the
wow.
morning at this point.
Wow.
And this is one of those nights that LA is very, very rare.
Right.
And so we're like, shit, okay. Like, we'll go to your house now, Prince. Cool.
Right.
And we all got in our cars, and we all went out there, like, to his house, where he had, like, a huge, full ballroom style, incredible setup. I had my guitar strapped on my back like I was 19, in the car, like all giddy because I'm going to Prince's house. We go over there, we have some drinks, we hang out. He plays us like his entire new record.
Wow.
And he's like, hey, get up here. And we're trading solos and jamming and shit. And like,
And what are you there till like 6, 7 in the morning?
it's like 5 or 6,
Wow. Where do you meet a Prince? Because he's so reclusive.
Who was at his estate?
Oh, no, you flew out to the estate?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Big shot.
Big
Wow.
shot.
Was that a trip? Because like,
Yeah,
oh my God.
definitely a trip.
What goes on? You fly out there
It's
to
just-
Minneapolis.
It's a surreal moment because this is, one of the people I idolize.
Of course.
This is a guy that's been played in my household since day one. So being there and I get to play on my music and we conversate about things.
So you make plans with him to record together. It gets that far. And then it just never happens.
It was so much going on in the moment, man. It was. I did a show that day with him on stage. I didn't even know I was coming out on stage.
What do you mean you didn't know you were going to go out on stage?
He didn't tell me I was going out on stage.
You just went to see him perform and you thought you were going to watch a show?
It was a meeting,
Oh.
and he was doing an event. I mean, his estate is
Crazy.
concert down there in the backyard and shit.
Yeah.
So he was doing an event, and he said, "You want to watch me on the event?" Yeah, I want to watch. So I'm
Sure, why
watching.
not?
He said, "Okay."
Yeah.
I'm out there watching. He said, "Come on stage," in mid-performance. So I'm up there freestyling, and it just turned into something else. And
It was great.
I totally forgot about the song after that.
Oh, my God. You did that 40th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. Prince wasn't on the actuals. He came to the after party.
Yeah, he like floated into the after party.
So how do you get Prince up on stage that night?
All right, so we get everybody up on stage, and then it starts getting crazy where I don't know what's happening. Chris Rock gets up, so we're singing something. Me and Chris and Maya and Chappelle gets up, and he goes, "Hey, my friend is here. He's a great harmonica player." I go, "Sure, he can come up. Why not?"
Right.
He goes, "He's here with Prince."
Oh.
And Chris goes, "You should get Prince to get up here." He goes, "I don't know how you're going to do that." So
Right.
at this point, I go, "Prince, if you're there, come on up and play something." So all of a sudden, the room gets quiet. Like, what? Can't just call Prince out. All of a sudden, the crowd parts. And this is like Jay-Z's there, Beyonce's in the crowd. The crowd just parts. And you see like a purple cloud. And I'm not kidding. I was looking. It's like an optical illusion.
Yeah.
His feet weren't touching the ground.
I know it.
It was like David Blaine trick. It was like he was.
Well, he's in heels and he's.
It's almost like his knees were up too. He was just kind of floating.
Yeah.
It looked like someone had a dummy or something. They were pulling it through. Like
he magically appears.
It magically appeared, and it was honestly like a Doug Henning trick. And he comes floating in, and he goes. He has these long gloves on. He takes his gloves off, and he hands me his gloves. I like I'm Jerome.
Yeah.
I
Right.
hold the gloves.
Who-
I'm
you're that guy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
So I
holding
hold
Prince's gloves.
I hold Prince's gloves. They hand him a guitar, and he does an unbelievable version of Let's Go Crazy.
Wow.
He does the hit.
Which is weird.
Which is what you want.
Right.
Only the guys give it up. The good guys give it up.
Wow. He's the guy who never gives it up. He did it.
The place melted.
You knew Prince because when you did Every Day is a Winding Road, it was a huge hit, and Prince called you and said, "I really appreciate this song." Right? He covered this song.
Yeah, and he covered it, and it was funny because he came. I want to say we were in Vancouver,
right,
on the Lilith tour, and he came up and sat in with us at the Lilith tour, and I never play that song where I don't get to the end of it and hear him in my ear go, "Sheryl Crow, y'all."
Yeah.
It just, it's just like one of those.
Yeah,
I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
those moments.
Yes.
It was weird though when Prince recognizes a song, and he's such a force himself.
Yeah.
He contacts you. It's probably like, oh my God, I'm going to go collaborate with Prince. He wanted to do something with you, right? He wanted to write something. Yeah.
He flew me in. I hung out at Paisley Park.
Yeah, but you said it was like he swooped you up. You had this moment with him. Mm-hmm. And then, you never heard from him. He just kind of left your life.
It wasn't that we didn't talk or we didn't hang out. It just, we were both busy, and I didn't see him for a long time. But there was no rift between us.
And then when you found out he had died.
It's that thing where you go, why? You just, I feel like you have to seize the moment, every opportunity to tell the people that you care about them. And I wish I would have done that more.
Yeah, they say he was in so much pain from jumping around in high heels and stuff. His hips started to hurt.
I can see that. I can remember Stevie Nicks telling me a story about when she wrote "Stand Back" to the groove of Little Red Corvette on her way in from Malibu, and she gave him Half Publishing. She called him and she got a hold of him and said, "I've written Stand Back to the groove of," and anyway, so he came in to play and played on it.
Oh wow!
And they played basketball at Sunset Sound, and she said he was amazing, but he was playing in high heels.
Yeah, that's what Charlie Murphy said in his famous story. Yeah, that he always ran around in his high heels.
Prince beat
you in basketball?
It was a team sport. It wasn't a one-on-one game. Let's point that out. There was a 4-on-4 basketball game. And y'all seen the comedy sketch that was a distortion of what took place.
Prince is how tall, though?
Prince is about the same height as Cat Williams.
Right. He's about 4.
But Prince used to play varsity basketball for his high school.
He did?
Yeah, and we all seen what Nate Robinson did at the All-Star game last year. So you can't just look at a dude and go, because he's 5 foot even, he can't jump or play basketball.
But isn't it humiliating in a way? I played basketball against Nils Lofgren. You know Nils from the East Street Band, Bruce Springsteen.
Right.
He got to be 4'5". He beat the shit out of me in basketball. It was very
I'm
embarrassing.
I'm gonna tell you
6'5".
something, man. Never judge a book by its cover. What a person looks like has nothing to do with what they're capable of.
So you're saying that Prince, like Nate
Prince
Robinson,
was an athlete. Do you remember? You ever go to any of his concerts?
Sure.
Remember
I couldn't
those
see a
speakers?
thing.
Remember he used to jump off them speakers that was like almost 20 feet with pumps on. You don't tell me you didn't see that. Now, if anybody in here, I challenge you, put some pumps on and just jump off this desk right here and see if you're going to break your ankle.
I am a big...
He was doing it every night.
Third Eye Girl is Prince's group, and Girl Party was our group, and we were all coming up at the same time. And then the radio station there, The Current, I guess he emailed them, and they called us and was like, Prince is looking for you. And we were like, wait, what? And it was like, come to Paisley Park and get on this song, Third Eye Girl song, Boy Trouble.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, it paid off. Like he loved it and put it on the album and paid us in increments of 7. And I bought my first laptop. And after that, it was just like every time he wanted us to perform at Paisley Park, we, went out and performed. So we performed.
What would go on there? In other words, it's a private thing at Paisley Park, right? Paisley Park's his home. So it's not like you're playing for the public. You're playing for Prince and his friends?
It's more than a home. It is kind of like a music factory type place, and it had this holiness to it too. You walk in and it's like there's commercial kitchens and commercial bathrooms, and there's an airplane hangar in there, and there's massive sound stages, and there's all of these studios, and his freaking motorcycle from Purple Rain just sitting on display, and like sometimes he would just like sit on it just like to fuck with people, and like
wow,
like Finding Nemo playing like projected on the wall, and like a giant Prince symbol just like illuminated on the wall. Like it was more, and like his home was obviously like, you know, upstairs and stuff, but like it was like, whoa, this person lives here. You can't tell, like you don't know where you are.
Why would Prince at this place have Finding Nemo up on a like like?
It was his favorite movie.
We did a show in Minneapolis, and we walked outside, and it was sort of snowing, and it was this big shadowy figure in the alley. He wants to see you. I said, who? The kid wants to see you. I said, who's the kid? Prince. I said, okay. So we go to Paisley Park, and it was crazy. And they had us waiting, you know, and it was like they had me in this white room, and I said, I feel a little weird, man, by myself waiting on you.
Do you get annoyed waiting? I mean,
nah, hell no. I was waiting. It was like 4 a.m, and I had all my comedian friends with us, and we like, and that motherfucker came out, dog. And he had a one piece on, like, you know, like Dorothy Hamill.
Dorothy Hamill.
Bodysuit.
A bodysuit with the boots sewn in it. So they, wherever he was, they were sewing him in this. And they were like, Prince, he's like, hold on, he'll be ready in just a second. Just a second, Prince.
Want to hear how rad he is? This is the kind of shit I love. So his that record he made, 3121. Remember that record?
Yes.
This is such a maniac. He changed his address. His address was some other address. And he changed it to 3121 to match the record, like when it came out.
You can do that?
You can't do that.
I don't think you can do a lot of the things he does.
You can't, like,
He's
my
Prince,
address
man.
is my address. I can't change it.
Right.
No, he changed his fucking address.
And
it's
that
like,
mattered to him.
And it wasn't even his house.
Right.
He was leasing it from someone, or like he renting it or something. So
And
like,
that becomes important to him, too.
oh no,
you know?
that's his address. If you
God.
ask his address, he'll give you his address, and he'll be like, "Where the fuck is his house?"
Yeah, you go, hey, come to
You'll never
3121.
For 3121, I feel bad for that address.
And he's not doing it to goof on you. He thinks that's his address.
He was just the consummate
Prince
artist. He really was. And for all the things people say, you know, my experiences with him were genuinely really beautiful and special.
I was invited to perform during All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
It was in Minneapolis. And, you know, Prince wants you to perform at his club. He had this club, so I go in there to meet Prince. And his, like, road manager, these guys pick me up. So this has to be 95, maybe. Pick me up, they take me. I'm like, where's Prince? And they said, well, he's not here. And I'm like, fuck. That's the only reason why I did the gig.
Right.
So they toured me all around Paisley Park. You know, at that point, that was farmland.
Right.
And he had bought this property and built this studio. And it was incredible. I mean, there's an apartment.
State of the art. Yeah.
So the guy tells me this story. And he said that one time they were on the road and Prince calls him at 3 a.m. And he said, that's not unusual because Prince was known to go, he would call in and he'd say, I'm going to do a rehearsal. You know, 3 a.m. So he said 3 a.m. and he answers the phone. He says, what's up? In a hotel on the road. And he says, that motherfucking voice is coming from the motherfucking walls. And he's like, motherfucker, you better come to my room. So he goes to Prince's room. Yeah. He knocks on the door. Prince opens it up. 3 a.m. He has white satin pajamas, white satin do-rag, full perm, makeup, and white satin high heel boots.
Oh my God.
And he says, dude, what's going on? I told you, man, this motherfucking voice is coming from the motherfucking walls. And so he comes in the room and he says, okay, Prince, what is going on? He said, motherfucker, listen. So they're quiet and they hear this voice.
Coming from the wall.
A female voice. So he calls the hotel security. They call the police. They do a complete sweep. They find this woman who is in the crawl space behind Prince's bed with a flashlight and a Bible, and she's reading Bible verse to try and convert Prince.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So it was for real.
It was absolutely for real. So he said, as they were dragging this woman screaming out, Prince is sitting at the table with his legs crossed, and he says, I told you, motherfuckers, there were motherfucking voices coming from the motherfucking walls, but y'all motherfuckers didn't believe me. So that was the story.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.